lads. I'm sure you're all road men, gangsters, proper naughty boys, and all that bollocks.
Right now, Guy Ritchie is officially the hardest working director in Hollywood. He's been putting out up to 3 major projects a year, and this year is no exception. While quantity doesn't always mean quality, Ritchie remains impressively consistent on both fronts. First, he gave us a brilliant gangster flick starring Tom Hardy. Then came his treasure hunting adventure in the spirit of Indiana Jones and National Treasure. And now, he's already filming the 2nd season of The Gentleman. But that's not all. On the horizon, he's got Sherlock Holmes, Aladdin 2, and an entire slate of new projects. Over the next few minutes, we're breaking it all down. Let's start with the most recent news, announced just a few days ago. Netflix has officially confirmed that filming for Season 2 of The Gentleman is underway. Production was originally set to start 3 months earlier, since the sequel is scheduled for release next year. Still, the shift to May hasn't caused any serious delays. Everything's moving along smoothly. Ritchie returns as both director and writer, and the main duo, Kaya Scodelario and Theo James, are back in their roles. While the spin-off didn't quite achieve the cult status of the original film, it was still a solid series. All of Ritchie's trademarks were there: fast pacing, sharp humor, colorful characters, and unexpected twists. According to ratings from critics and audiences alike, the show holds a strong 7 out of 10, putting it on solid ground alongside Coach Raymond and Mickey Pearson. That's why Season 2 is so highly anticipated, especially since the first one left the door wide open. In the final scene, Stanley Johnston and Bobby meet in prison to discuss forming a partnership, making it clear that Bobby isn't done. He's looking to expand. Meanwhile, we already have a strong new duo in place, so it's safe to assume the 2nd season will revolve around a power struggle and Eddie's evolution into a refined, influential gangster. The teaser focuses on Theo and Kaya's characters, showing their partnership is far from over. Both of them look deadly serious, and they're not holding those shotguns for decoration. During the Monkey Man promo tour, Theo James shared that Season 2's script builds on the strengths of the first and dives even deeper into character development. He also confirmed the production delay was due to Ritchie himself, who kept refining the script right up until filming began. A behind-the-scenes video hints that supporting characters will play a larger role, with more serious storylines of their own. But of course, what fans want most from Season 2 is a crossover with characters from the original film. Nothing is confirmed, but Ritchie has made it clear that the series and film exist in the same universe. That connection boosted the show's appeal. The original Gentleman is still one of Ritchie's best-loved films and brought with it a huge fan base. And teasing that shared universe without delivering at least one major cameo, that would be a wasted opportunity. In Season 1, it made sense to focus on new characters and give them proper backstories. But now that audiences have embraced them, a crossover feels inevitable. Insiders say we'll at least get a cameo from a supporting character in the original film. There have even been rumors, or hopeful whispers, that Matthew McConaughey might make an appearance. And from a story perspective, it makes perfect sense. Mickey is still running his empire, and Season 2 is all about the battle for control. Still, as exciting as that sounds, it's hard to believe McConaughey would really show up. The second most talked about possibility is the return of Colin Farrell as Coach. But again, these are high-profile actors with packed schedules. It's unlikely we'll see Farrell, McConaughey, or Charlie Hunnam fly to the UK just for a quick cameo. Hugh Grant or Eddie Marsan, however, both based in the UK, are far more realistic options for a crossover. We'll likely find out soon. After all, unless you're filming a new Avengers movie or building an entire city on set, it's hard to hide from the paparazzi. Odds are, someone's face will pop up in a leaked photo any day now. But Ritchie hasn't been focused solely on the British underworld. Just a few weeks ago, his new adventure film, Fountain of Youth, premiered. The cast is top-notch: John Krasinski, Natalie Portman, and Isa Gonzalez. It's a family-oriented film commissioned by Apple TV+, likely hoping for their own Indiana Jones with ancient clues, puzzles, and a heroine played by Portman. In the end, though, it felt more like National Treasure, which isn't a bad thing. Ritchie directed the film but didn't touch the script. And to be honest, it shows. The film's biggest criticisms are its overly simple plot and underwritten characters and dialogue, which is surprising, given that the script was written by just one man, James Vanderbilt. No writing team, no multiple drafts, just Vanderbilt, the same guy behind Zodiac, both Amazing Spider-Man films, and the last 2 Scream entries. But this time, it seems he struggled with the PG format and couldn't quite strike the right balance between story, tone, and character. Still, the action sequences are where Ritchie shines: fast, sharp, and stylish. Unfortunately, there just aren't enough of them. In a 2-hour film, only the opening chase and the final battle stand out. The rest is fine. In the end, Fountain of Youth is light, colorful, and easy to watch. Perfect for a casual evening, but nothing groundbreaking. And Ritchie's direction? Solid as ever, no complaints. It often feels like he takes these kinds of projects as creative breathers between his grittier signature work. And of course, they pay the bills, because as good as his crime films are, they rarely dominate the box office. Meanwhile, crowd pleasers like Aladdin and Fountain of Youth rake in the cash. Speaking of which, a sequel to Aladdin is currently in development. No release date yet, but in a recent podcast, Will Smith said he's ready to return. Then again, sequels haven't been kind to him lately. I Am Legend 2 still hasn't started filming. Hancock 2 almost landed Zendaya, but so far only a rough script exists. Chances are Aladdin 2 will join that long list of big delayed projects stuck in development limbo. And let's not forget, Ritchie is also steering another long-awaited sequel, about a certain sharp-minded detective with a friend named Watson. Yes, Sherlock Holmes. The long-delayed third Sherlock Holmes film starring Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law is still on the table, but it won't be directed by Guy Ritchie. Instead, Ritchie is behind Young Sherlock, a new Amazon series that's already finished filming and is expected to premiere next year. And now, for the real treat. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare turned out to be one of this spring's biggest surprises. First, it crushed the ratings. Second, it proved Ritchie hasn't lost his touch. Let's face it, not every one of his projects has been a hit. After his iconic films of the 2000s, he shifted toward Hollywood blockbusters, which makes sense from a business standpoint. Aladdin, somehow starring Will Smith as the genie, made over $1 billion. But that film was miles away from Ritchie's usual style. In contrast, Ungentlemanly Warfare brought us right back to gritty, modern criminal London, with a killer cast led by Tom Hardy. That's what Ritchie does best, assembling the perfect cast and making it unforgettable. He turned Jason Statham into more than just a bald action guy and cast Brad Pitt as a bare-knuckle gypsy boxer. And in Ungentlemanly Warfare, he's done it again. At first, the show felt like a spiritual twin to The Gentleman. Hardy's character solves problems for a powerful crime family, not unlike Charlie Hunnam's role in the film. Even their negotiation styles feel similar at times, though their personalities are clearly different. But as the show unfolds, it becomes clear that Ungentlemanly Warfare is much darker in tone and style. The acting, the plot twists, the soundtrack, especially the killer theme song, all make one thing obvious. This show deserves its own in-depth breakdown, and now's the perfect time. The final episode is about to drop, and we can finally talk conclusions. No one doubts the show will get a second season, unless Ritchie decides to go full chaos and kill everyone off in the finale. And let's be honest, he just might. Either way, we'll be doing a full breakdown of the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare in our next video. Until then, tell us which upcoming Guy Ritchie project you're most excited about. That's it for today. See you soon in the next video.